it's Mo. I am packing. I'm going to Ohio to visit my friend. It's a very short trip, just a few days. But if you know me, I am a minimalist packer. So I only ever bring a backpack basically wherever I'm going. And I know when I go to Ohio that I need to wash my clothes because my cat nephews don't like other cats. So everything, of course, in my entire wardrobe has cat on it. I know I will need to wash my clothes as soon as I get there. So I'm not packing things that are very clean. I'm not intending to pack a lot of stuff because I know I can wash stuff the whole time I'm there. I'm bringing the clothes that I'm wearing on the plane, which theoretically will be the clothes that I wear back on the plane. And then I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday that I need to pack for. So I'm bringing a total of 5 t-shirts, 1 extra t-shirt, and then a pair of like heavier normal jeans, and then a pair of very lightweight pants because I think it's going to be really hot in Ohio. I'm also bringing a pair of shorts, which I don't know if I will wear. I always bring a swimsuit just in case because I never want to go on vacation and then get the opportunity to swim and not be able to. I'm bringing pajama bottoms, but I'll just wear t-shirts that I wear throughout the day as my sleep shirt. I'm bringing my toiletries. I have a toiletry bag that's always filled, so that has a brush, a toothbrush, toothpaste. It has a shampoo bar. I stuck a conditioner bar in there, and then I did have to put in some inhalers because I do have asthma, so I take inhalers. I put those in there, and then there's like lip stuff, dental floss, and things like that that go in there. That's really, oh, I'm taking a pair of flip-flops. I'll wear sneakers on the plane. I don't wear a belt or anything like that, so I don't have to worry about any of that. Oh, the only thing that I didn't show you, well, the only thing that I haven't figured out yet is what zero waste kit I'm going to take. I always take a zero waste kit with me, so that'll be like napkin, some utensils, a metal straw, and probably another little bag in case I need to bring anything. And for that, I'll probably bring my cat convention bag. I also like that one because then I can take that out as like a smaller bag instead of taking a bigger bag. So on the plane, I take a backpack. That's my big luggage that has everything I need in it. And then I take my large tote bag, which is my 4 and 20 Blackbirds Pie Company tote bag. And that'll have like my water bottle, which I still haven't packed yet. It'll have my electronics, which I still haven't packed yet. And it'll have whatever book I'm reading. And then I'll probably also have like my bullet journal, depending, like in the morning, the flight in the morning, I'm going to pack my bullet journal in there. But for the flight in the evening, I probably will just pack it in my backpack. But then we have to talk about books. So an important thing to talk about is books when you're packing. And I recently saw Book Chat with Pat do this. Now I can't remember the name of the tag, but it was created by Heather Gregg, and I saw it on Book Chat with Pat, and it only has a few questions. So I was going to do that, and I was going to talk about the books that I might bring with me on my trip. So question number 1 is, what types of books do you pack for your trip? Give examples. I will pack all sorts of types of books. I usually pack whatever I'm reading. I'm currently reading Jazz by Toni Morrison, but I might finish this before I go because I am a chronic early packer. I like to pack a week in advance if I can. I'm only packing like 4 days in advance at this moment, but I only have 60 pages left to go, so hopefully I'm going to finish. Maybe it's more like 100. Hopefully I'm going to finish this before I leave, so I will not be packing this, although this is a nice little soft cover to pack. I also started reading The Dangers of Smoking in Bed by Mariana Enriquez. This is a short story collection. This is a possibility to bring with me. I've read 2 stories. I've liked one of them. The other one I can't really remember. But because I read short stories in such a weird way, like I only read 1 short story at a time, I don't know if it's worth it for me to pack a book like this. I would pack a poetry collection if I had one on the go, but I don't. My next read might be Gideon the Ninth. I just got this and I'm super excited to get into it. I don't know. I'm just feeling like a big fantasy book, which is very rare for me, so I better go with it. But I also tend to read Shauna McGuire, Wayward Children's books when I go to Ohio, so I was also thinking about bringing this. Last year when I went to Ohio, I reread on audio Every Heart a Doorway, and this is the second in the Wayward Children series, and I happen to have a physical copy of it. So what do I pack? To answer that question, what kind of books do I bring with me when I travel? Whatever I want. whatever I'm reading, whatever I like. I love to bring to Ohio like a big mystery book, so there is a possibility that if I get into a big mystery book, I might do that too. I don't care if it's hardcover, I don't care if it's softcover, I'll just like make it work, you know, whatever it is that I'm packing. So those are some different examples, and those are some of the books that I might bring with me. The next question is, should you leave space in your luggage coming home for books that you buy? I say try to leave a little space, like for a book or two, but my big thing is I'll just send books that I buy myself while I'm on vacation home. Especially in the US, we have media mail shipping, which is much, much cheaper than shipping regular books, but it works for like books and DVDs and other media like that. So a lot of times when I've gone to Ohio, especially if I was staying for a lot longer, especially if I was cat sitting, I'm not cat sitting this time, I'm just going to visit my friend, I will plan on buying a lot of books because they have a lot of used bookstores that I like. Although my favorite used books there closed. I didn't get to go to it last year because it was already closed down. And I'll just send them back to myself. I have to say I'm a little bit bad about it because I'll usually have my friends send them back to me, which is like not a nice task to put on people, to force them to go to the post office for you. But I would say rather than leaving room in your luggage, depending on where you're going obviously, but I would say rather than leaving room in your luggage, plan on getting stuff to send yourself a box of books, and send yourself a box of books instead of leaving room in your luggage. Especially if you pack light with me, like me. I would rather send those books than carry them, but I will carry some if I have to. I'm gonna try this trip not to buy too many books and not to bring too many books home. And then it says, what is your formula for bringing books? And my formula for bringing books on a trip for me is, I don't have one. I just bring whatever I want. I always bring too many books. So this time I'm really going to try not to bring too many books, but I think I'll probably bring at least too many books on this trip. I haven't watched the original of this video, but apparently in this video, Heather talks about a formula that you could use. And then it says, recommend a book for those who can't travel that feels like travel. I think that really depends on like what you like and where you're going and where you want to travel, right? But the first two things that come to mind are, I read a short story by Lauren Groff that took place in Italy, and that was literally the first thing that came to mind. It was a very evocative story. It felt like Italy, not that I've ever been to Italy, but it felt like I was transported there. And then also in Italy, I just DNF'd The Talented Mr. Ripley, and that felt very much like a vacation, like I was going somewhere. It had a lot of description of the towns where they were, of the beaches where they were. Books like that are like set in a very specific place, that are very descriptive about that place, are wonderful. But I also feel like reading books where someone like loves, especially nonfiction, where someone loves where they live so much, are great for when you want to feel like you're traveling. So I would suggest maybe We Took to the Woods by Louise Dickinson Rich. This is a nonfiction about Louise and her husband like farmsteading and living in the Adirondack Mountains in upstate New York, and it just has like a very transportative feel to it because you feel like you're living alongside these people. If you want books about New Orleans, if you love New Orleans and you want to go to New Orleans like I always do, I suggest the Skip Langdon series because these are murder mysteries, but they definitely have New Orleans as almost a character in a lot of the books. I think it just depends. I think a lot of books can feel transportative, and it depends on what you're looking for. Last is to tag some people. So I would tag anyone who's going on a trip, but also if you are interested in this tag and you want to consider yourself tagged, feel free to do so or answer these questions in the comments below. Now, back to the books that I have to take on this trip. So my friend wants to work through The Artist's Way, and I have this copy. I got only about a quarter of the way through here. I did do morning pages for 30 days quite a few years ago, and I made a video of it. I will link that video in the description box below. But she was like, oh, I had a copy from the library. I was like, I will bring you my copy when I come to visit you. So I have to bring her this. And then she was looking for books. She's been wanting to read. She's been reading, but she hasn't felt connected to the stories or like stories were really good. And she has been feeling like books are too long. So the last book sale I went to, I picked her up a copy of Small Things Like These by Claire Keegan. This is not my favorite Claire Keegan. My favorite is Foster. But I think she'll like this one better, actually. And she is a movie and TV watcher, so maybe she and her husband can also watch the movie when she has finished reading this one. So I'm going to bring these two books, but they're not going to come home with me. I'm going to pack these in my backpack. I think I do want to bring Down Among the Sticks and Bones and read this one physically. I did say that I would read physically the next in the series. I have 2, 3, and 4 in the series. So I am going to try and, oh my god, I didn't know there was illustrations in this. Read those physically and then do a reread, probably leading up to January when the new book hopefully comes out. I don't know if the new book's been announced, but we know that Seanan McGuire puts a book out just about every January. It's a short one. I can dip in and out. It's a reread for me. I think it'll be a fun time. I'm hopefully going to finish Jazz, so I'm not going to bring that. I'm not going to bring The Dangers of Smoking in Bed because this is kind of a dark, almost horror episode in this, series. I don't think I need any more horror. I think I might want to start reading Beyond the Wilderness, Diary of Lorena Hayes, 1852 to 1859. This is a real diary of a real person who was a pioneer, and she struck off on her own. Has a lot of tables, and it has a map I saw. And this is kind of a short one, but one that also is an epistolary book that takes place day by day, so I think that could be like an easy one to dip in and out of while I'm on vacation. If I start Gideon the Ninth before I leave, I will bring this one. This is such a great floppy softcover. I think this one takes more concentration than you should devote on a vacation, but I also do really want to get into it. So if I start it, even if I read 10 pages, even if I read 12 pages of it before I leave, I will definitely bring this. If not, I didn't put it in here, but I was thinking about Murder at Gull's Nest by Jess Kidd, which I got at the last book sale that I was at. So that is a big hardcover, but it is a murder mystery and a cozy mystery, and I think that would be really fun. So we'll see what I actually take. I'll be vlogging just my regular weekly vlogs. I vlog every week for my trip, and you will see that, and you will know, hopefully, what books I took. So let me know what you pack for your trips. Let me know how many books you usually pack. Let me know if you have a formula for packing books on your trip. Are you a heavy packer, a light packer? Thanks so much for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!